The Korean entertainment world was once again warmed by a simple post that managed to touch the hearts of millions of fans. Not because of controversy, nor because of excessive sensationalism, but because of a small image that carried a profound meaning. JHope of BTS, through his Instagram post, shared a moment of Taehyung and Jungkook walking hand in hand with relaxed, natural expressions. Without lengthy words, without dramatic narration, the photo seemed to speak for itself, about friendship, comfort, and a bond that has been built over many years. In the photo, Taehyung and Jungkook are seen wearing matching jackets, walking side by side with light steps. Taehyung wears a brown hat with the letter S, giving off a casual and sweet impression, while Jungkook sports a head covering in a similar tone. Their hands are clasped so naturally, as if it were a long-standing habit that required no thought. There is no exaggerated posing, no sense of being staged. Precisely because of this simplicity, the photo feels incredibly powerful. For ARMY, the moment immediately stirred feelings of warmth and nostalgia. In recent times, Taehyung and Jungkook have indeed been rarely seen together in public. Individual schedules, solo projects, and military obligations have made their on-camera interactions far less frequent than before. As a result, that one simple photo felt like a gentle reminder that even if they are rarely seen together, their bond remains intact and unchanged. The name Taekook once again became a topic of conversation on social media. This time, however, not in the context of sensationalism or speculation, but as a symbol of friendship that has long been part of BTS's journey. Many longtime fans understand that the nickname was born from the natural closeness between Taehyung and Jungkook since their early debut days, not from a romantic narrative as is often misinterpreted by some. Since the beginning of BTS's journey, Taehyung and Jungkook have been known to share a very close relationship. Jungkook debuted as the youngest member at a very young age, while Taehyung, only 2 years older, grew alongside him during a phase of life filled with change. They were not merely members of the same group, but two young people learning to grow up together under the immense pressure of the entertainment industry. On many occasions, Taehyung has often been seen as someone who stands beside Jungkook, not as a figure who lectures or instructs, but as a friend who understands. Jungkook himself frequently shows a deep sense of comfort and trust toward Taehyung. This dynamic developed naturally, without scripts or direction. That is what makes their relationship feel so real and touching. The closeness between Taehyung and Jungkook does not stop at onstage performances or behind-the-scenes activities. Their relationship extends into their families. Jungkook is known to have a very close relationship with Taehyung's parents and vice versa. Taehyung is also close to Jungkook's parents. In Korean culture, closeness with a friend's family is not a trivial matter. It is a sign of trust, comfort, and a bond that goes beyond mere professional or casual friendship. For many fans, this fact serves as the strongest proof that Taehyung and Jungkook's relationship is a friendship that resembles family. They do not just share stages and schedules, but also share deeply personal spaces, something that would be impossible without profound mutual trust. However, as BTS's popularity grew worldwide, the closeness between Taehyung and Jungkook has often been misinterpreted by some fans. The label of a couple, which initially emerged as a lighthearted joke, gradually developed into a more serious narrative for certain people. This has not infrequently sparked debates and even divisions within the ARMY fandom. In reality, neither Taehyung nor Jungkook has ever shown or implied that their relationship is romantic. On the contrary, they have repeatedly emphasized the importance of friendship, togetherness, and mutual support as fellow BTS members. They do not want fans to be divided because of misunderstandings about a closeness that is, in truth, sincere and genuine. When Taehyung and Jungkook appear together less frequently in front of the camera, some fans who have already framed their relationship as that of a couple begin to speculate. Assumptions arise that they have grown apart or even broken up. This narrative is, of course, unfounded, because from the beginning, they were never a couple. They are true friends who have their own lives and paths, yet remain connected by a strong bond. This is precisely where the maturity of Taehyung and Jungkook's friendship lies. They do not feel the need to constantly display their closeness in public to prove anything. A bond built over many years does not depend on how often they appear together on camera. A small moment, like the photo shared by JHope, is more than enough to show that the relationship still exists and remains warm. Throughout years of BTS content, Taehyung and Jungkook have often shown their support for one another in simple ways: a brief glance, a small smile, or a wordless presence. When Jungkook faces immense pressure as the center of attention, Taehyung is often by his side in subtle ways. Conversely, Jungkook is also known to be highly attentive to Taehyung, making sure his friend feels valued and not alone. Many longtime BTS fans understand that the beauty of Taehyung and Jungkook's relationship lies precisely in these small details that often go unnoticed. They do not seek attention through grand gestures, nor do they try to create dramatic moments. Everything flows naturally, like two people who are deeply accustomed to each other's presence. JHope's post is a perfect example of this dynamic. As a hyung, JHope captured a small yet meaningful moment and shared it without excessive narration. It was as if he knew that the photo would be understood by those who truly understand BTS. And indeed, the comment section was filled with longing, warmth, and gratitude. For many ARMY, the photo is not about Taekook as a couple, but about Taehyung and Jungkook as two friends who have gone through so much together. From uncertain trainee days, exhausting long hours of practice, to standing on world stages under global spotlights, they grew side by side. As they have grown older and more experienced, their friendship has matured as well. It is no longer impulsive, no longer something that needs to be constantly displayed. There is a sense of trust that even if they are rarely seen together, that comfort will not disappear. They give each other space to grow, without jealousy or demands. In the Korean entertainment industry, which is often filled with narratives of competition and perfection, a relationship like this feels rare. Taehyung and Jungkook do not compete to shine the brightest. They walk together, encourage one another, and support each other in quiet ways. The message indirectly conveyed through this post is also clear. True friendship does not need to be framed by any label. It does not have to be called a couple to be considered special. It does not need to be constantly visible to be considered close. Often, it is in simplicity and silence that the deepest meaning is found. Taehyung and Jungkook, in their own way, show that sincere human relationships are not easily shaken by time, distance, or changing circumstances. They do not want ARMY to be divided by narratives they never created. What they have shown from the beginning is simply a friendship that is warm, mature, and built on mutual trust. In the end, a single photo shared by JHope succeeded in reminding many people of the essence of BTS: togetherness and bonds formed not because of cameras, but because of a shared life journey. And in the midst of it all, Taehyung and Jungkook once again prove that true friendship never loses its meaning. As long as they can continue to walk side by side, holding hands in comfort, the story of Kim Taehyung and John Jungkook will always feel warm to remember, not as a couple, but as two friends who grew up together, looked after one another, and continue to stand strong as family under the great name of BTS.